Okay, well, I'll make a start. This afternoon is a really interesting session. It's an interesting session because it's about a brand that many of you probably that have joined this Zoom know incredibly well, Shearings. And probably what a lot of you are thinking is, well, what's happened to Shearings then? I thought they went last year. Why is there a presentation about Shearings and what's happening and what's different? In essence, that's why we thought it would be a really good presentation to do. So we're joined by Ashley, who we used to know as old Ashley from Ledger Holidays, who we've worked with for a long time together. He's now Ashley from Ledger and Shearings, because Shearings has been bought by Ledger, and Ashley will touch on exactly which bits have been bought, what's new, what's changed, and what you can expect to see that's maybe different in the Ledger-owned Shearings. But it's going to be interesting for all of us, and me included, because it is something that's changed quite dramatically. And obviously, it was from probably, Ashley will probably say, probably 10 months ago. Yeah. This went into administration, and so to get an update will be beneficial for everybody. As Ashley is going through this presentation, if you have any questions whatsoever, please click on that chat button at the bottom of the screen. You literally just type in any question, and at the end of the session, we'll take any question that you've got for Ashley. If you've got a question for me, type that in, anything at all, and we'll pick them all up at the end of Ashley's presentation. But in the meantime, Ashley, I shall pass over to you.
Thanks, Miles, and good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're keeping safe in these very challenging times, and thank you for giving up a bit of your time to join me today. I'm really appreciative of that, and also to Miles Morgan as well. I did a presentation a week or so ago virtually. It's all a bit new to me, and as soon as I started the presentation, the cat came in, the phone rang, and I had a delivery. So that could all happen again, but we will crack on, and hopefully you will find this very beneficial. Like Miles said, back in June of last year, Ledger Holidays acquired the very iconic brand of Shearings Holidays. Although at the time Shearings was one of our biggest competitors, we were absolutely devastated to see such an iconic brand go under, and we were delighted to have the opportunity in June to revive that brand. But I think what has happened, it has created a bit of confusion as to what elements of that brand we have actually acquired, because Shearings also they were actually owned by a company called SLG, the SLG group that sat under that corporate umbrella, which also had Caledonian Holidays, National Holidays, and the hotels were also owned, like the former Bay hotels were all owned by that group. So we didn't actually buy all of those elements of Shearings Holidays. We only brought some of those assets, and then the rest of those assets were bought by other independent companies. So that SLG group that was Shearings, National and Caledonian was broken up. So what Ledger Holidays acquired was actually the brand, the logo, the iconic logo that you know and that you can see in front of your screen there. Also the database, the customer database, and more importantly, the website as well, which we have. But it also allowed us still to continue working with the other companies that bought other elements of that business. So for you as the customer, you will pick up, and we'll show you very soon the brand new brochure, you will pick up the new Shearings brochure, and you'll still have all of your firm favorites in there, which I will go through. So quickly, an example, your Warner hotels, your Bay hotels, your Coast and Country hotels. So actually, when you look in the brochure, you will see it as it was, the same Shearings product that you've enjoyed and previously enjoyed, and so much more as well, with some of the other things that we're adding into that. So for you, the customer, it is absolutely great news that all of those wonderful products will still be in that brochure. But the only difference is, whereas the SLG group owned all of it, it's all been broken up, and independent companies own certain assets of that. But for you, it's the same Shearings Holidays that you would love and enjoy. And hopefully when you see some of the products that I'm going to talk about, you will certainly recognize those. But I think if you're looking at that front screen there, you will see something that I thought I would never actually see in my lifetime at Ledger, is a Shearings coach outside the Ledger HQ. So actually now with Ledger, for those that know Ledger and Shearings combined, it does make the Ledger Shearings Group one of the largest escorted touring companies in the UK now, covering Europe, worldwide, and of course the UK product as well. And we foresee the future, certainly for 2021, the UK will be really, really popular. So it's such exciting news to revive such an iconic brand. But I am also going to talk a little bit about Ledger towards the end of the presentation. So the great news is Shearings is back with all of your firm favourites, and we're on sale now, which is great news. So I will fire straight into my next slide. I'm absolutely delighted to say that we have just launched our brand new brochures. You can see them in front of your screen there now. The Best of Europe 2021 and 2022, and also the Best of UK 2021. You can view these brochures online at the moment if you want to, but I'm also delighted to say that I know the Shearings customers like a physical hard copy of the brochure, and I'm delighted that I'm holding them hot off the press. Literally, you're the first to see them, the two hard copies that we have. So if you contact your local Miles Morgan branch, they can contact me and I'll ensure that I send the brochures out to them to forward on to you, because I know it's really important to have an actual physical copy. We do know that the Shearings customers, from feedback that we've had from Miles Morgan's branches and other travel agents and customers alike, that they do like an actual physical brochure, and I'm delighted to say that we do have these available for you now, which is perfect timing for this presentation. However, if you can't wait and you want to have a look now, you can go on the website and flip the electronic brochure. It's all on there for you to have a look. But of course, you can book your holidays, your Shearings holidays with Miles Morgan Travel. And I've got some exciting news about that, which is why you'll absolutely want to book with Miles Morgan Travel, because we've got an exclusive discount just for them, and so you can't get that anywhere else. So great news that the brochures are out, the Best of Europe and the Best of the UK. So what can you expect from Shearings? Now, I'm going to touch base briefly. I'm not going to go into full depth of each product, because I know you know the products very, very well already. I just wanted to highlight some of the firm favorites. So we know that the pet-friendly hotels are really, really popular. So we've got up to 90 pet-friendly hotels that you can book your holiday and take your pet with you. And I have a list of those hotels that I will send over to Miles Morgan Travel, and of course they're in the brochure anyway. So we're delighted to reintroduce the pet-friendly hotels. The very famous Bay hotels, or we call the former Bay hotels, we have reintroduced those. Although we don't own the hotels anymore, we are working with the company that has taken them on. So all your firm favourites for the Bay hotels, your Coast and Country hotels as well, and of course your Warner hotels, which are adult-only hotels. We've reintroduced all of them. We also know that self-drive is very, very popular. We know that a lot of customers like to drive to their destination, so we've reintroduced the self-drive brakes from as little as £99 per person, which is fantastic news. Shearings, I'm learning very quickly, is a firm favourite for Turkey and Tinsel tours. So we've got a complete range of UK Turkey and Tinsel tours, but not forgetting your European stuff as well, your European Christmas markets and festive breaks. So Shearings will cover both Europe and the UK. One thing to remember with this Shearings product is we are only offering coach and self-drive, so there will not be an air element. With the old Shearings, you might have been used to having a fly and tour option. So with Shearings, it is just coach and self-drive, which keeps it simple for you and also for us. But we will have over 500 local pickup points and different options about your pickups, which I will come on to a little bit later on. But you can see some of the products there. We are going to introduce more single traveller holidays, but we know these are very, very popular as well. And we're going to bring some of the sort of Ledger product over into the Shearings brand. So if you might see some more battlefield tours coming into the Shearings product as well, and a few more specialist tours. And again, for those that know Shearings, they do offer specialist tours, and you can see one on the screen there, Floriade 2022, a garden event, horticultural event that happens only every 10 years. And of course, at Shearings, we will be offering that as well. So as you can see there, your firm favourites: Bournemouth, Eastbourne, Whitby, Scarborough, Torquay, Brighton, North Wales, all your firm favourites that you would expect to see in your Shearings brochure. We have reintroduced them as well. And just to let you know, the UK brochure here is it's 146 pages of UK product, and then you've got just shy of 100 pages of the Europe product. So it's a real extensive product range for you to choose from, which I think we're very excited about. We've also got something called Express Travel for our European tours in the Shearings product, which means we do for certain hotels to get you there quicker and to enjoy more of your holiday. We can offer some tours that travel through the night. It brings the cost down if you're on a slight budget, but it means you also get to your destination quicker, and that's called Express Travel options. So as you can see there with the Shearings product, you know, it is very, very, very extensive, and I will send all the pet-friendly hotel information over to the Mars Morgan branches later on next week. The coaches that we use are 48-seaters. That will come apparent a little bit later on in the presentation when I show you the brand new coaches with the brand new branding on. And I'll also talk a little bit about the Ledger coaches a bit later on, because they are slightly different. You'll see that we actually have 3 different types of coaches within our product portfolio within the Ledger Shearings group, which is absolutely unique to us in the escorted touring market. I'll talk about some of the top 6 destinations and tours within their destinations that we're seeing at the moment, just to give you a bit of a flavour of what is selling well. But what I would say is, obviously, in the current pandemic that we are in, we are beginning to see an appetite for travel coming back, because a lot of our customers, you are our customers, are already getting the vaccination for COVID. And since the vaccination has been coming out to our demographic of customers, we are seeing customers now book 1, 2, 3, 4 holidays because they absolutely want to get out and travel to the destinations. So I just want to give you a flavour of what is selling well at the moment, and it probably comes to no surprise to you, our 6 top destinations. And I will flip between the screens. So we've got Blackpool, Whitby, Torquay, Eastbourne, Llandudno and Bournemouth. And within those destinations, there are the 3 top selling tours. So in Blackpool, we've got the Blackpool Weekender. As you can see, great value for money, 4 days from as little as £199 per person. The Blackpool and Lancashire Delights, Blackpool, Liverpool and Southport. These are the 3 top tours within that top destination. Whitby is very popular, I'm seeing. Whitby and the North York Moors, Whitby, the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, and of course the Whitby Weekenders. The weekend tours are very, very popular because they just represent such great value for money. So Torquay as well. Torquay is probably one of the firm favourites, actually. It bounces between number 1 and number 3 all the time. But we've got 3 popular tours: Torquay Cruise and Cream Tea, Torquay Weekender, and the Torquay and English Riviera. Again, as you can see, great representation of value for money for 4 or 5 day tours, and again you can see that these tours are very popular and within our new brochure for you to look at and read the full itineraries and everything that is included within those tours. Moving on to the top 4 is Eastbourne. Again, Eastbourne Weekender, very popular. Eastbourne and Brighton, which I mentioned before. Eastbourne Castles and Gardens, again, I'm noticing that that's very popular. And 8 days from 569 really does represent great value for money. And North Wales, always very popular. Since we've taken on the Shearings brand, this is something that we're seeing a lot of. The Llandudno weekend, Snowdonia and the Snowdon Mountain Railway, really popular, and I can see this climbing up the charts to being either, you know, second or even first most popular destination. And again, great value for money there. And then finally, Bournemouth is always a firm favourite with the Shearings customers. Again, you've got your Bournemouth weekender there, 4 days from 219, Bournemouth and the Dorset coast, and Bournemouth and beautiful Salisbury. So just to give you a bit of a flavour, I looked at some of the sales, and these were the top 6 destinations and then the top tours within those destinations, just to give you a flavour of what is selling well. But all these tours are in the new brochure for you to look at, and every tour has a description of what's included, about the hotels, a full itinerary of what your day-to-day itinerary will be. I mentioned to you before some of the firm favourites. Obviously, when the old Shearings sadly went into administration, there was a fear that we wouldn't be working with some of our close partners like the Warner Leisure hotels, but we clearly see how popular they are. As you know, they're a fantastic selection of water break that offers adult-only getaways at beautiful hotels amid stunning UK countryside. Each Warner hotel has a unique atmosphere and appeal, with a wide range of leisure and activity programs to make your stay truly special. From spa facilities, golf, to stunning gardens and evening entertainment, you're in for a superb break with the Warner Leisure hotels. So again, the beauty of these, when you book a Warner Leisure hotel stay with Shearings, you also enjoy added extras, included the return coach travel as well. So delighted to have the Warner Leisure hotel program back in the new Shearings Products brochure. And again, I noticed the word former Bay hotels. They are still the firm favourites of the Bay hotels, but like I said, now they're just independently owned, but still in fantastic locations. If you've stayed in some of these Bay hotels before, you know exactly what you're getting with them. You know, great, spectacular views across the coastline or countryside. You know, lovely restaurants. Again, all of our hotels, all of the hotels are fully COVID compliant. Obviously, when we can run the tours, you know, there are strict measures in place that our suppliers have to adhere to. And I will come on to some of our COVID safety measures that we've introduced onto some of our coaches to give you full peace of mind, to show you that it is safe to travel on a coach holidays when the lockdown restrictions have been lifted. But again, delighted to reintroduce the Bay hotels within our product portfolio. Excuse me. Not only that, of course, the firm favourite, the coast and country hotels. A lot of these are the pet-friendly hotels, of course, but these are right across England, Scotland and Wales. And these hotels take in historical interest, spectacular scenery, and again, giving you excellent facilities for you to unwind at the end of your tour or excursion of the day. So, you know, the full range of hotels, the key ones, the Warner Leisure hotels, the Coast and Country hotels and the Bay hotels are back in the brochure for you to enjoy, which is absolutely great news. So a little bit of good news for you, and obviously we are in lockdown at the moment, but it is a great time to to book your holiday. It really, really is. Although the country at the moment is in lockdown, it could not be a better time to secure your holiday. There are some fantastic offers going on. And at the moment, if you book with Miles Morgan Travel, you can secure your holiday with a super low deposit of just £1 per person, with nothing else to pay until the balance is due 42 days before departure on coach and river cruise holidays, and 28 days before your self-drive breaks. But you do have to book that before the end of January, so we haven't got many days left. There are a couple of T's and C's that if you were to cancel, you'd still have to pay the deposit amount, which is £25 per person. But if you're 100% sure you're going on your holiday, you only have to, at this moment in time, part with just £1 per person to secure your holiday, which is fantastic news. And this is where it gets really exciting and a really exclusive just for you and for Miles Morgan Travel. We've arranged with Miles Morgan Travel and them alone, so you cannot get this offer with any other travel agent. You cannot even get this offer if you were to phone us. So absolutely book your holiday with Miles Morgan Travel, because we've got an exclusive deal that if you book again before the end of the month, it's given you 4 or 5 days, you'll get £10 off all UK coach tours per person, £20 per person off European coach tours up to 5 days, and £25 per person off 7-day European coach tours, and then £30 per person off 9-day European coach tours. So super low deposit of £1 to secure your holiday, and then this exclusive offer only with Miles Morgan Travel. So even better for you to book now, a great time to book. And we are very confident that our Shearings tours will look to depart from end of March, April onwards. Maybe before if the lockdown restrictions are lifted, but safety is of our paramount importance, and we will follow the absolute government rules and regulations to the letter of the law. So you know, we are confident that some of our Shearings tours will start departing back end of March or April, but of course it's a very fluid situation and things can change rapidly. But we've got measures in place for you to change your holiday free of charge and things like that, which I will come on to in a little while. But there's your exclusive offer with Miles Morgan Travel. So a quick look at our brand new coaches. So yes, there's the new coaches. They've already got the new branding on there, but these are slightly longer coaches, 48-seater coaches. So a little bit of extra legroom as well, because they are slightly longer, but very comfortable, very modern, got toilets on board, very clean. So we're delighted to have brand new coaches to also support the brand new company as it's reborn as well. And you will see more and more of these coaches coming online or coming on board as we start operating more and more tours up and down the UK and of course across Europe. Like you say, like I said, they're 48-seater executive coaches. The Shearings coaches will be. Joining points and pickup options, very quickly. Again, all of this information is in your brochure or on the website. But we will have over 500 local pickup points across the UK. I've looked at where the Miles Morgan branches and network is, mainly in the southwest, Somerset, Avon, Wales, and going up into Gloucestershire, and we do have connecting points to cover most of those areas. But of course we do have other options for you, some home pickup options as well. So we can do door-to-door pickups at an extra charge for you. We've got a home connect service, a direct travel. So if you want, you can skip the interchange altogether and arrive at your destination sooner. We do have some short breaks that don't require you to go to an interchange point, but we also have the feeder network system in place as well. So you've got lots of opportunities there for you to choose from. And when you look in the brochure, it's very, very easy to know whether you've got a tour that has a pickup point for you. We have coded each county with a letter, which you'll see in the brochure. I think the letter C covers most of the Miles Morgan pickup areas. So look for the letter C, look for your tour. If you see the letter C next to the date you want to travel, that tells you that you have a pickup point. Very, very simple, very, very clear. If there isn't a letter C next to the date and the tour that you want, then you know there isn't a pickup for that tour. So it makes it really, really clear. But like I say, we've got lots and lots of pickups for the Southwest, Somerset, Devon, Avon region into South Wales and up the M5 corridor as well. But actually over 500 local pickup points across the whole of the UK with your door-to-door options as well, which is fantastic news. And we have interchange points across the UK, and these are generally your service stations that have your restaurant facilities, shopping facilities, refreshments, coffee shops for you to relax whilst you're waiting for your coach as well. Pretty much maybe very similar to what you were used to with previous Shearings pickups. I think one of the biggest questions I'm getting asked about is what COVID safety measures have we put in place on our coaches? And this is really important to give you peace of mind at the moment. And you'll be surprised actually how many intricate and detailed safety measures we've actually put on place with our coaches. We're delighted with them. The feedback that we've had from some of our first tours that we run back in October was excellent, of how our drivers policed it and managed it, and some of the measures on board as well. And again, I will send a full list of these COVID safety measures over to Miles Morgan Travel. But again, they are on the website if you want to go and have a look at them, and again in the brochures as well. But I wanted just to touch base on some of those safety measures, because absolutely 100% safety is our priority, because we are aware that many of our customers are maybe in that more vulnerable bracket, which is why we've taken it so seriously to ensure your safety when you travel with us on a Shearings and indeed a Ledger holiday as well. So sorry about the small writing, but I wanted to try and squeeze it all in. So what can you expect from Shearings and both Ledger when traveling on board one of our coaches? So number one, we will ensure that you will not be seated next to anybody, you are not traveling with, and your seats will be allocated and will not change throughout the entirety of your holiday, giving you peace of mind before you depart. Some coach companies rotate. Whilst on tour, we don't believe that's the best way to do it, because you can spread more germs that way. So you will be allocated your seat for the entirety of your holiday. If you are traveling alone as a single passenger, you are guaranteed to be seated next to a window and a guaranteed empty seat next to you for the entirety of your journey, to create as much space around you as possible for social distances. The front row seats behind the driver will not be occupied for the duration of your holiday. However, the front seats on the passenger side of the coach will be available for UK breaks. Customers will be required to bring their own face coverings and wear throughout the entirety of the journey, obviously for safety of other passengers around you as well, for peace of mind of them. That will continue to be monitored as the COVID situation eases or pans out as we go further on into the year. But it's the right thing to do. It's the sensible thing to do, to wear masks throughout the journey. And I think we're getting used to that now in our day-to-day life. life pretty much when we go to the shops anyway. So I think that's just a given, and it's common sense as well. At each joining point, each customer will be, at the beginning of the holiday, will be temperature checked before entering the vehicle. Any customer who has a temperature above 37.5 degrees will be advised that they cannot travel at the beginning of the holiday. They will, however, receive a full credit and be to be used against another holiday. A tough decision, but absolutely we have to think about everybody on the tour, which I think you'll agree, again, another sensible safety measure. There will be a strict boarding process in place, excuse me, which I think is very sensible. I know that when I've been on some Ledger holidays, sometimes everyone gets very excited. They get up and they all want to get off at the same time, and it does create congestion within the aisle of the coach. So what we will do, we will load the coach for those sitting at the rear, then to the middle, then to the front. It stops congestion and it loads people in an orderly fashion. And then also exiting the coach as well will take people off the front, then the middle, and then the back to again reduce that customer contact. We will provide hand sanitizer for the entirety of the journey, and it will be required that you put the hand sanitizer on your hands getting on the coach, but also off the coach as well. And our drivers will be there to monitor that and help you with the hand sanitizer. But we will provide that for you. So both getting on and off the coach. In the main, the toilets will be out of use except for emergency use. Of course, we appreciate people do have emergencies, and we will allow you to use them, and they will be straight away cleaned down with antibacterial spray by the driver and antiseptic wipes as well, which is obviously the right thing to do. But we will introduce more comfort breaks anyway for your holiday or when you're on your journey traveling around. And I think one of the most important things and a big investment that we've put in place is we've introduced on all of our coaches what we call anti-fogging machines. So at the end of the day, when the coach is parked up at the end of the tour of each day, this anti-fogging machine will release an antibacterial mist that will be sprayed over every surface of the coach every night of the end of each tour. This is the biggest investment for us, and it kills all the germs, covers the entire service, and gives you full peace of mind when you're traveling with us. But also we do have to rely on customer common sense as well. If you're not feeling well, or you haven't got a mask, do ask us, or just to ensure that you're mindful as well of the customers around you. We've put as many measures in place as we can, but we also do need to rely on the customers as well. And finally, we actually do have a coronavirus peace of mind policy. Should you contract COVID within 14 days before you're due to travel and you've been told to self-isolate, of course we can change your holiday free of charge, and that's an absolute given to give you full peace of mind that you're not going to lose out on your holiday. And again, that's the same when you book with Miles Morgan Travel as well. Excuse me. And some even better news for the customer, for the travel agent, for us as well. We have moved the Shearings, gone from ABTA over to a trust account model, which means your money is even safer than what it was sitting under ABTA. And how this basically works is your payment is stored in 100% secure, independent trust account. We do not have access to that money. We only get the money, obviously once it's been paid from Miles Morgan into this account, we only have access to the money once you have actually traveled on your holiday. Again, if you cancel the holiday, the money comes back to you. It's fully secure, 100%. It just gives you even more peace of mind that your money is 100% safe, which is even more important in this current climate. The actual downside is for us as a company, we don't actually get the money until you've traveled. So you could pay way in advance, but we don't actually get that money from the released from the independent trust account until you've traveled, or again, obviously if you cancel. So it's full peace of mind for you, and you get funded straight away should your holiday not go ahead for any reason. So none of this sort of hanging around or waiting for refunds. It's almost instant as well, which is fantastic news for you. So this is something new that we've added to the Shearings product as well. So that was a little bit about the Shearings product, and I do just want to touch base on our Ledger brand. I'm sure if you've travelled with Shearings, you must be familiar with Ledger Holidays. You must have heard about Ledger Holidays. Some of you may have already travelled with us. And I just wanted to touch base on some of the things that are slightly different with Ledger Holidays that you wouldn't expect or wouldn't get with Shearings. A lot of the destinations are the same, European destinations, for example, the lakes, the Italian lakes that Ledger go to, Shearings go to, Lake Como, Lake Missouri, you know, some of the Christmas markets, the German markets, Austrian markets, Shearings will go to, as will Ledger. So there are some crossovers, but I wanted to just highlight some of the things that are a little bit different. Now, we do have a new brochure for Ledger Holidays, but at the moment it is only online. But again, you can book your Ledger holiday if you choose to book a Ledger holiday with Miles Morgan Travel as well. The deposits are a little bit higher for the Ledger product. It is £50 per person, low deposit. But again, you can go on and have a look at the brochure virtually or online as well. But we are hoping to have a hard copy like the Shearings brochure in the coming weeks that again will go to Miles Morgan. So at the moment it's only the Shearings brochure that we have as a hard copy. So what's a bit different about Ledger Holidays? We offer more specialist products, and we go in a little bit more depth. So Ledger are really well known for their battlefield tours, World War I, World War II, World War conflicts. We actually have a standalone separate brochure simply for the battlefield program. So if you really want a fully guided, in-depth historical tour for many different tours that represent the First and Second World War and worldwide conflicts, then you'd more go to Ledger for this product. Ledger is again really well known for some of its sporting breaks. So you can see a picture there. We do the Formula One breaks, the Prix d'Arc de Triomphe, the Paris Tour de France, and sort of sporting events like that as well. And again, we do the Chelsea Flower Show, Kuchenhof Park. Again, we'll have Floriade. We do the really comprehensive Christmas markets and festive breaks, but to European destinations. And we have a really big single traveller program, a bigger program than we do at Shearings. So a much more comprehensive solo traveller program that you'd get for Ledger Holidays. But also with Ledger, we are on sale not just for 2021, but also for 2022, as you can see there, whereas Shearings is only for 2021. But with Ledger, you get worldwide tours as well, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Japan, places like that. But we also have quite a comprehensive cruise and river cruise program as well. And whereas the Shearings product is more sort of 3-star, a lot more of the Ledger tours will have 3/4 and even some 5-star hotels in our Luxuria signature tours. So these are our higher end tours, and we also have what we call experience tours. So these are like our cultural food and drink tours, so a bit more in depth, a bit more historical and cultural. And we do have a flying program with Ledger when we can obviously fly again. So if you want to fly and join the tour with Ledger, you can do that from your regional airport, which I would assume may be Bristol or Exeter, Birmingham, places like that. So whereas Shearings, you go from the UK, from local pickup points, Ledger, we offer 500 your local pickup points, but we also offer the flying option, a door-to-door option. We have rail holidays as well. So much more comprehensive product with the Ledger products, which you can see in the brochure. Big destinations, Italy, Austria and Switzerland for the Ledger product. But what makes us really a little bit different than the Shearings is our coaches. I said to you earlier that we have 3 types of holidays, 3 types of coaches, and this is what makes us really unique now with the Ledger and Shearings brand working side by side. We actually have 3 types of coaches. The Shearings coach is a 48-seater coach. It's a standard high quality coach with 48 seats. But with the silver service that you can see on your left-hand side of the screen here, this only has 40 seats, but also has a lovely lounge area at the back of the coach. And it also has personal headphones, and it has a little mini bar as well, and free porterage to the hotels as well. So it's a slight upgrade that you get with the Ledger Holidays. And then the deluxe and luxury brand is Luxuria, and this is absolutely unique and exclusive to Ledger and Ledger alone. And this coach, as you can see, is very unique. It only has 31 seats. You can see the unique seat configuration there, a 2x1 formation, which is great for the single traveller if you're travelling on your own. You've also got much more legroom because there's only 31 seats, plus a lot more space around you as well, because we've taken a row of seats out. So it's all about space, it's all about comfort. On the single rows, you can see there's 3 sets of seats there that have a table, which is great for couples. And as you can see, on every chair, there is an entertainment system, a bit like what you'd get in business class on airlines, that plays your latest movies, music, games consoles on there, TV programs. Because, yeah, touring on coach holidays are all about the scenery, but there are certain elements of the journey when you're traveling along the motorway, so we provide entertainment. Every chair has a 3-pin plug USB charging point for your mobile phone or iPad, and also the chairs have carved rests as well. And if you look at the bottom picture in the middle, you can see the big bar microwave that is in the center there, serving beers, wines, teas, coffees, spirits, soups. So it really enhances your holiday experience. So that's what makes Ledger and Shearings so unique now. The 3 different types of coaches. We do go to a lot of the same destinations, but you can now have a choice of those coaches of which you'd like to travel on. Shearings is predominantly UK, Ledger is predominantly Europe and worldwide, and the 2 brands will run separately. We're not going to combine the logo. There's a definite Shearings product and a definite Ledger product, but with so much choice as well now with the coaches, with the flying options, the door-to-door options, we really believe that we have literally got the whole world covered with all these great travel options as well. The great news as well, if you do want a Ledger holiday, that we have secured an exclusive offer again with Miles Morgan Travel, and it's exactly the same as the Shearings one that I mentioned earlier to you. The £10 off per person off UK tours, £20 per person off 5-day European tours, £25 per person off 7-day European tours, and £30 per person off 9-day European tours. So if you want to experience Luxuria or silver service, you've got your exclusive discount, again bookable through Miles Morgan only, and by the 31st of January. I think that, yeah, is pretty much it from me. I hope you found that of some use, and I'll hand you back over to Miles if there's any questions for me.
Thank you, Ashley. I haven't yet seen any questions in the chat, so please do click that button down at the bottom if you've got anything pressing you want to ask Ashley. Just a couple of things from me. One was to say, we always talk to you all the time, as you know, about the value of using ABTA bonded companies. What I will say is that what Ashley's doing with a trust fund, we've checked out, and we're very, very happy that your money is secure and safe using that facility. So don't in any way worry that, or if they've moved out of ABTA, that's a problem. It is exactly as Ashley described, and your money's nice and safe and secure. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, sorry to just come in there, Miles, but also the Ledger product is staying with ABTA. So ABTA is equally financially secure, but for the Shearings model, that just suits it better. So both models are equally financially secure, as Miles, you well know.
Yeah, and just secondly, this one might surprise Ashley. This might be a fascinating fact that Ashley didn't know, actually, that when Coast and Country Hotels first started, I actually ran the sales and marketing for them for a while. Now, did you know that, Ashley?
Every day's a school day, Miles. No, I didn't, and that's what I've learned today. But oh, really? That's interesting.
So what I can say from very, very first-hand experience, having been around every single one of those hotels, is they are absolutely stunning in the most amazing locations. Clearly all over the country. Ones that particularly spring to mind, and it's a long old journey from us down in the southwest, but the one at Port Patrick is quite incredible, a most stunning setting. It is a long way to go, almost all the way around to Stranraer, but it's a stunning setting. Slightly closer to home, if you fancy a trip to the Lake District, the Derwent Water and the Windermere are just amazing hotels in terms of the physical hotel, but also in their location. Derwent Water in particular, you literally stroll out from having breakfast right the way down to the waterfront there. It's just a super spot. So I can only reiterate, if you're thinking about doing anything like that and you haven't done it, those Coast and Country hotels are absolutely exceptional. They really are.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Okay, well, there's no questions in the chat, Ashley, so I think you must have done a very comprehensive job, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot more about Shearings, where Shearings is going in the future. It's clearly in safe hands with Ashley and Ledger, and I'm sure many of you will look forward to traveling with them over the next few months and years as we climb ourselves out of this pandemic. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Ashley and Miles. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.